pre-bidding, mag-prayers muna tayo.
Let us put ourselves in the presence of the Lord. Our Heavenly Father, we offer you our thanksgiving. We thank you for everyone gathered here today to walk with you. May we ask you for your blessings and guidance so that the activities set for this undertaking be successful. We ask you to open our eyes to see the wonderful things from this activity. We ask that you open our ears so that we may retain the invaluable knowledge. Open our minds for us to think wisely. Put us with understanding, cooperation, and peace in fulfilling our responsibilities. Open our hearts so that we may receive your everlasting love, and open our spirit so that we may know that you are with us all throughout the day. We ask all this in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. And to our online viewers as well, if there'll be any. So welcome to our pre-bid conference. So we will be discussing five projects to be bid out. Okay, so we have, so before we will start, so I will call the attendance first. Okay, for the Bidding and Awards Committee, we have our back chairperson, Sharina A. Batukapala. For our back vice chairperson, yours truly, Jeremiah Gabuya. For our back members, we have Maria Dolores B. Salazar, Jafet M. Salera. Okay, for the back secretariat, we have Jerome R. Padraque, Fritz Andrews Asignar, Winmar R. Pelinia, Evelyn C. Mansueto. So we have until Winmar R. Pelinia. Okay, for the TWG Technical Working Group, we have the Technical Working Group Head, Evelyn C. Mansueto. Then for the Technical Working Group members, we have Kenny Luis D. Mansueto, Marcelino Cortez, Alan M. Yaon Jr., then we have Reynaldo B. Padillo and Corazon J. Amogis. Okay. From the construction firm, for our prospective bidders, we have Judge and L Construction. We have Lenny? Leon? Sorry, Ma'am Leon, please. Leonid Yap. Then we have from EV Caballero Construction, we have Marie Cris Napoles. And from Rebecca Najiba Construction and Development, Laarni May Husga. So anybody whose name is not called from our back members, so nahatawag tanan. Okay? Then, we also would like to acknowledge our designers, and programmers from the planning and design section. So, okay? So may I call each one of you for the discussion of the starting. Kisay mag-una. So we'll be discussing contract ID number 25HH0129 to 25HH0133. Okay?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Engineer Yara, and I will be discussing about the project with the contract ID 25HH0129 with its contract name Convergence and Special Support Program, Sustainable Infrastructure Projects Alleviating Gaps, Access Roads and/or Bridges from National Roads, leading to major strategic public buildings, facilities, construction of concrete bridge, Barangay Poblacion, Pardo, Cebu City, Cebu. It is a concrete bridge, and its approximate budget of contract is 39,200,000, with a contract duration of 241 calendar days. With its source of funds is GAA FY 2025. So, the start of the project will be started at the gate before, first gate before Alta Vista Golf and Country Club, and it is a pre-stressed concrete deck girder bridge with a span of 30 meters, and its major scope of work are the following. We have item 101, the removal of structures and obstruction. Item 103 for bridge excavation, common soil. This is for the temporary or the pre-implementation of the bridge, followed by item 103 5B and 103 5B for the temporary support for bridge construction. Following for item 104 for the embankment borrow for the common soil. It is to be done in this area where we are supposed to embank soil for the connection from the two high points of the between the two high points of the site. And the next is the item 311. Before the establishment of item 311, the PCC pavement, we are to tackle about item number 105 and 200 for the preparation for item 311 to be located at the station 7 plus 500 to 700 7 plus 515. This is the start of the bridge, before the approach and then the start of the bridge. Then after the approach from the end of the bridge, which is station 7545 to the high ground, which is also located at station 7600. And the items that are supposed to be tackled before the construction of the bridge, we have the pile integrity test for item number 400, item number 422C, 423C, and 424C. This is for the board piles to be located at the base of the abutment of the bridge. Also, for the permanent casting is for 424C, also for the board piles of the bridge. And item numbers 404-1A and 404-1B is for the reinforcement of the superstructure and the abutments of the bridge itself. For the structural concrete, for item number 405-1B3, the structural concrete superstructure, we will be providing also item number 4112, which is the paint for also upon establishment of the superstructure, drain pipe galvanized with item number 5171A is to be installed also for the water on the deck superstructure and roads by Engineer Earl.
Good afternoon. I'm here to discuss for our next project with contract ID 25HH0130. Contract name, Convergence and Special Support Program, Sustainable Infrastructure Projects Alleviating Gaps, or SIPAG, access roads and or bridges from national roads leading to major strategic public buildings facilities. Improvement of road leading to Kan-irag Golf Course, Barangay Malubog, Cebu City, Cebu. Project description, roads construction PCCP with approved budget for the contract 49 million. Contract duration is 233 calendar days. Our source of funds, GAA FY 2025. Here's our plan. Our station limits starts at station 13 plus 400 to station 14 plus 136 with a net length of 736 meters. The project location is located at Barangay Malubog. From Transcentral, we go down to Busay Holiday Pools. Yes, going down to Busay Holiday Pools until we reach this one. The start. Here we have the. This is guarded by the. Guarded by the people there. We cannot enter directly because it is under Tiesa. This one. We have the start and the end coordinates exact. And our summary of quantities. This one. Our target scope of works. This includes plan involves construction of 2 lanes, 5 meters wide, 250 mm thick, PCCP with 200 mm aggregate sub-base course. In addition, it includes construction of minor drainage structures. The net length of the project is 736 linear meters. Our general notes and technical specifications of the items involved in this project. This one is the general notes for our solar street lights. We will also install solar street lights along our net length. This one. Typical roadway sections. And that's all. Our next project.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm here to discuss the contract ID 25HH0131 with the contract name Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program BIP, Flood Mitigation Structures Protecting Public Infrastructures or Facilities, Construction of Flood Mitigation Structure, Barangay Guadalupe, Cebu City, Cebu, with the project description, flood control, construction of drainage. with approved budget of construction for 4,950,000 pesos with a contract duration of 177 calendar days. Source of funds, GAA FY 2025. So here's our project located at Barangay Guadalupe. This project has two sites with the limit. Station limit starts from line 1, station 0 plus 00 to 0 plus 297 for 297 meters. Line 2, station 0 plus 00 to 0 plus 040 for line 3, 0 plus 00 to 0 plus 084. For the 36 RCPC, station starts at 00 to 0 plus 038, and the total net length is 459 meters. The first site is located along Abellana Extension at Barangay Guadalupe. And the second site is located at the Espina Village in Barangay Guadalupe. This is our location plan. And this is our gen notes and technical specifications. For the SOQ, here is our SOQ, summary of quantities, and this is our typical drainage section details. We have for item 17026A, pipe culverts and drain excavation of common soil. Item 17204A3, concrete cover with the dimension 0.8 by 0.4 and by 0.5. By 0.15 meters. And with the proposed line canal for item 901C, structural concrete 3,000 PSI Class A 28 days. Item 900-021A1, reinforcing steel deformed, grade 40. Item, and for the crushed aggregate base course for item 17091, and for the 36 inches diameter RCPC, item 17181A3, pipe culverts, and for its top slab, item 901C, structural concrete 3,000 PSI 28 days, item 902-1A1, reinforcing steel deformed, grade 40, and for in the embankment from structure excavation is item 17041A. And next is the item 17026A, pipe culverts and drain excavation of common soil, and item 5031, metal frames and gratings by the dimension 0.9 by 1.1 meters. And for the manhole, proposed manhole, item 17201A3 for 910 mm RCPC. For roadway sections, typical manhole and line schedule, bar schedule of line canal. And for the next presenter.
Good afternoon, everyone. So I'm going to discuss contract ID 25HH0132, Contract name, Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, Flood Mitigation Structures Protecting Public Infrastructures Facilities, Construction of Flood Mitigation Structure, Barangay Lapangan, Cebu City, Cebu. Project description, flood control, construction of drainage, ABC is 4,950,000. Contract duration is 177 calendar days. Source of funds is GAA FY 2025. So for this project, we have 5 lines. So for the total length, we have the 300 meters. So this is the geotag photos and the location where we can track. We also have the coordinates for the project. So this is the location map. So it is along the Lopez Street, and we have chapel here. So one of the problem of the site is the site has lower level compared to the roadside, so we need to trace an outfall that will be valid for the flow of water and able to be drained. So for the summary of quantities we have here. So later we can see the summary of quantities in the typical design of drainage. So under here, we can see the concept design of the flood. So we propose to have a manhole every 10 meters because we want to maintain the slope of 2% to the outfall. So there's the concept design. So we also recommend to have clearing and grabbing in the existing invert. Then we will have the proposed manhole, the first proposed manhole. Then as you can see, the slope is upward, so it's really difficult to have this designed in the conventional way, so we introduced this kind of design. So after the concept design, we have the elevation view of the manhole. We also have the elevation view 2, which shows us how the dimensions and the heights should be. So for the upper, you can see it varies because for the concept design, the upper part also varies, but for the bottom part, we can see that it's constant. So this is for the steel grating. And we also have the spot detail for the steel frame. Next will be the billboard details and the traffic management. That's all, thank you. Next we have contract ID 25HH0133.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm going to discuss contract ID 25HH0133 with contract name Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, Flood Mitigation Structures Protecting Public Infrastructures Facilities, Construction of Flood Mitigation Structure, Barangay Pasel, Cebu City, Cebu, with project description, flood control, construction of drainage. The approved budget for the contract is 4,950,000 with contract duration of 177 calendar days and GAA FY 2025 as source of funds. So for this project, we have a net length of 320 meters, and it is located beside Barangay Pasel, Barangay Hall. And here's geotag photos provided using items 901C and 901-1A1 for the structural concrete and reinforcing steel for the structure of the canal, and there will be a manhole as well for item 17201A5, and with cover of metal frames and gratings with dimension 0.9 by 1.2 meters. For the line canal, there will be concrete cover provided every 3 meters with item 17204A3. And I think that's it for this project. For the next project, it has a contract ID of 25HH0134 with contract name Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, Flood Mitigation Structures Protecting Public Infrastructures Facilities, Construction of Flood Mitigation Structure, Barangay T. Padilla, Cebu City. With project description, flood control, construction of drainage. With approved budget for the contract, 9,900,000 pesos. And the contract duration is 221 calendar days with source of funds GAA FY 2025. For this project, it has a net length of 595 meters with drainage line 1 with a length of 207 meters. For the drainage line 1, it has a 300 meters, and for drainage line 2, it's 295 meters. And the location for this project, it is along T. Padilla Street. So here's the location plan for the project. And here's also the summary of quantities for the items that are going to be used for this project. Here's also standard road signs and safety. So for the target scope of work for this project, it is a construction of drainage line canal with manholes. And for the manhole, item 1721A3 will be utilized with steel grating cover for with item number 5031. And for the line canal, the item will be used is 901C and 902-1A1, structural concrete and reinforcing steel. And for this drainage line canal, concrete cover will be provided as well every 3 meters. And there will also be curb and gutter as well with item number 607. And that's it for this project. For the next project, this is going to be discussed by Engineer Tan.
Good afternoon, everyone. So the next project to be discussed with a contract ID of 24HH0143 with the contract name of Convergence and Special Support Program, Sustainable Infrastructure Projects Alleviating Gaps, Access Roads and/or Bridges from the National Roads leading to major strategic public buildings or facilities, construction of road, Sitio Odlum, Barangay Taptap, Cebu City, with a project description of roads construction PCCP and approved budget for the contract of 4,825,000 pesos, and a contract duration of 77 calendar days, and source of funds SR 2024 1202 3331. So this project has station limits of station 23 plus 215 to station 23 to plus 382 with a total length of 167 meters. So this is the location plan of the project. This is the continuation of the 2024 project in Barangay Taptap. So as you can see, the location, na siya existing concrete, tapos continuation siya. Then we also have the geotag so that we can locate the precise location of the project. Here we have the summary of quantities of the project. So when we can better visualize we will proceed to the typical roadway sections. So this is the typical roadway section. As you can see here, item 605, we have concrete curb precast, and item 4112 for paint. And for the proposed open line canal, we have item 4041A and item 4051A3. Then for the PCCP, we have unreinforced 0.20 meters thick 14 days. Then we also have 1051A subgrade preparation common material. Then we have also surplus common excavation. Then for the other roadway section with stone masonry, here we have the right side, we have item 506.1 stone masonry. Then I think that's all for this project. So the next project will with the contract ID of 24HH0144, Convergence and Special Support Program, Sustainable Infrastructure Projects Alleviating Gaps. Access roads and/or bridges from the national roads leading to major strategic public buildings or facilities, construction of road, Sitio Bongan, Barangay Cambinocot, Cebu City, and the project description of roads construction, PCCP, and approved budget for the contract of 4,825,000 pesos, and the contract duration of 77 calendar days, and source of funds SR 2024-12023331. So this project has station limits of 29 plus 100 to station 29 plus 262 with a total net length of 162 meters only. Here we have the location plan of the project. This is also the continuation of the Cambinocot 2024 project. We also have the geotag so that you can easily locate the precise location of this project. Here we have the summary of quantities. We will proceed to the typical sections to further elaborate its scope of work. So here we have item 102 for the surplus common excavation. We also have item 104 for embankment from roadway excavation. We have item for the PCCP, we have item 1051A, subgrade preparation common material. We have item 200, aggregate sub-base course 200 mm thick. And we also, for the PCCP, we have 0.20 meters thick, 14 days carrying. And for the canal, we have items 404, reinforcing steel grade 40, and item 4051A3 for the structural concrete, and lastly 1047 for the gravel fill. Here, this is the typical roadway section which has manholes. We have item 502-1A3 for the manhole, 910 mm diameter. And we have item 103-6A for the pipe culvert and drain excavation. And we have item 501A3, pipe culverts, 910 millimeters diameter. And lastly, item 5031 with the metal frames and grating, 0.4 by 0.8. Guess that's all for this plan. We will proceed to the next project.
Good afternoon. For our last project, with a contract ID of 24HH0145, contract name Convergence and Special Support Program, Sustainable Infrastructure Project Alleviating Gaps or SIPAG, access roads and/or bridges from national roads leading to major strategic public buildings, facilities, construction of roads, City of Caimito, Barangay Sambag Dos, Cebu City. Our project description: roads, construction, PCCP. The approved budget for the contract, 4,825,000. Contract duration of 77 calendar days. Our source of fund, SR 2024-12-023331. Here's our plan. It has a station limits starting from station 2 plus 200 to station 2 plus 550 with a net length of 350 meters. Here is our location plan. Our project is here in front of the Barangay Sambag Dos Barangay Hall. This one is our beginning of our project, station 2 plus 200. Going to Sambag Dos Barangay Hall, and our end station 2 plus 550. Here we have our exact coordinates for the start and end of the project. This one is our summary of quantities. This involves the removal of actual structures, PCCP and reinforced 0.23 meter thick, surface common excavation, subgrade preparation, aggregate sub-base course, PCCP pavement and reinforced 0.25 meter thick, 7 days, and also the reconditioning of the drainage structures. Our target scope of work: this involves construction of 250 mm thick PCCP pavement that varies from 3.5 to 5.7 meter width, 200 mm thick aggregate sub-base course, subgrade preparation, and reconditioning of drainage structures with the net length of the project is 350 linear meters. This one, our general notes and technical specifications involved in this project. And lastly, we have our typical roadway section. That's all. Last one.
Okay, so thank you very much, our programmers and designers. So we just also would like to inform online viewers and as well as those present prospective readers this afternoon. Instead of 5, we have an additional of pila to kabuok additional na discuss. Okay, 3. So there were a total of 8 projects that have been discussed this morning. 9. 9 projects for our pre-bidding conference. So before we will end, I will now turn over to one of our Secretariat, Engineer Andrew, to discuss or inform everyone regarding some reminders. Okay?
Thank you, Ma'am Jerem. For the information of prospective bidders should be one registered with and classified by the Philippine Contractors Accreditation Board or PCAB with PCAB license applicable to the type and cost of these mentioned contracts. Contractors or applicants who wish to participate in this bidding are encouraged to enroll in the DPWH Civil Works Application or CWA at the DPWH Procurement Service at sa Manila. While those already enrolled shall keep their records current and updated. Contractors' eligibility to bid on the project will be determined using the DPWH contractor profile, eligibility process, or the CPEP, and subjected to further post-qualification. Bidding will be conducted through open competitive bidding procedures using non-discretionary pass or fail criterion as specified in the 2016 revised Implementing Rules and Regulations or IRR of Republic Act number 9184. So interested bidders may obtain further information from Department of Public Works and Highways, Cebu City District Engineering Office. A complete set of bidding documents must be submitted. Okay. A bid must be accompanied by a bid security in any of the acceptable forms and in amount stated in ITB. The Department of Public Works and Highways, Cebu City District Engineering Office reserves the right to reject any and all bids, declare a failure of bidding or not award the contract at any time prior to contract award in accordance with the sections 35.6 and 41 of the revised IRR or the 9184. So I guess that's all for the reminders for the bidders.
Okay,
Thank you,
and may I also add, in the submission of your technical and financial documents, please ensure that it has been properly binded using the standard format and the standard size of the paper that you're going to use, because this is mostly common that when we open the bids, there are times na separate ang pages. So please ensure that it is properly binded so as not to create any missing pages of your bid documents. Okay, so any more from the Secretariat to be added? Okay, so any concerns from our prospective bidders? Do you have any concerns? Okay, wala. From our online viewers? Okay, wala. So, okay, so this pre-bidding conference is hereby adjourned. Thank you everyone for coming. Good afternoon.